He called me ugly and left me. My name is Jessica. He said no one would ever want me. His words broke me, but then they made me strong. I remember that day so well. The sky was gray. It looked like my heart felt. We were in our small apartment. We had lived there for 2 years. I thought we were happy. I really did. But I was wrong. I was so wrong. His name was Mark. He was tall. He had dark hair and a nice smile. I thought his smile was for me. I loved his smile. But that day, he was not smiling. His face was cold. His eyes were like stones. He was packing a bag. Just one small bag. "What are you doing?" I asked. My voice was very quiet. It was like a little mouse. He did not look at me. He kept putting his shirts in the bag. "I am leaving, Jessica," he said. My heart stopped. Leaving? Where was he going? "For a trip?" I asked. I hoped it was a trip. He finally looked at me. His eyes were so empty. "No, I am leaving you." The words were simple, but they hit me like a wall. I could not breathe. "Why?" I whispered. My hands were shaking. I could not stop them. "I just don't love you anymore," he said. He said it so easily, like he was talking about the weather. I started to cry. The tears came so fast. They ran down my face. "Please, Mark, don't go. What did I do wrong? I can fix it. I can change," I said. I was begging. I hated the sound of my own voice. So weak, so desperate. He sipped his bag. The sound was so loud in the quiet room. It was the sound of my life ending. He walked to the door. I stood in his way. "Please," I said again. He looked at my face. My face was wet with tears. My eyes were red. My hair was a mess. And then he said the words that would live in my head for so long. "Look at you," he said. His voice was full of disgust. "You are not beautiful. You let yourself go. You are ugly. No one will ever want you. I am tired of looking at you." He pushed past me. He did not push hard, but I fell. I fell to the floor, not because he was strong, but because I was weak. My legs could not hold me anymore. I heard the door open. I heard it close. And then there was silence. A deep, empty silence. He was gone. I stayed on the floor for a long time. I don't know how long. An hour, 2 hours. The sun went down. The room became dark. I was still on the floor. His words played in my head. Again and again. "Ugly, ugly. No one will ever want you." I looked at my reflection in the dark window. I could only see a shape. A sad, broken shape. Was he right? Was I ugly? I touched my face. My skin felt strange. It did not feel like my own. For many days, I did not leave the apartment. I did not answer my phone. My mom called. My friend Sarah called. I did not answer. I did not want to talk. What could I say? He left me because I am ugly. Who wants to say that? I did not eat much. I felt sick all the time. I slept a lot. Sleeping was good. When I was sleeping, I did not have to think. I did not have to feel the pain in my chest. The pain was like a heavy stone. It was always there. My apartment was a mess. There were empty glasses on the table. Clothes were on the floor. It was a sad place. It looked like I felt inside. Sad and messy. I used to love this apartment. Mark and I chose the paint color together, a soft blue. We bought the small yellow sofa together. We laughed in that kitchen. Now, everything just made me sad. Every corner had a memory, a ghost of a happy time. One morning, I made myself look in the mirror. I really looked. Mark was right. My eyes were puffy from crying. My skin was pale. My hair was dull. I looked tired. I looked lost. I looked ugly. I saw what he saw, and I hated it. I hated myself. That was the worst feeling, hating yourself. It is a very dark place to be. Maybe you have felt that too. It is okay to feel that way. But it is not the truth. I know that now, but I did not know it then. A week passed, or maybe 2. I lost track of time. One afternoon, the doorbell rang. I did not want to answer it. It rang again and again. Finally, I opened the door just a little bit. It was my mom. She had a bag of groceries in her hands. She looked so worried. "Jessica," she said. Her voice was soft. She did not wait for me to invite her in. She just walked inside. She looked around the messy apartment. She did not say anything about the mess. She just looked at me. She put the groceries on the kitchen counter. Then she came and hugged me. It was a long hug, a mom hug, and I started to cry again. I cried into her shoulder for a long time. She just held me. She rubbed my back. "I know it hurts," she said. "I know." She did not say, "He is a bad person." She did not say, "You are better without him." She just let me be sad. And I was so thankful for that. Sometimes, you just need someone to sit with you in the dark. You don't need them to turn on the light. Not yet. My mom stayed for a few hours. She cleaned my kitchen. She made me some soup. I ate a little bit. It was the first real food I had eaten in days. Before she left, she held my hands. She looked into my eyes. "Jessica," she said, "his words are not true. They are his words. They are about him. They are not about you. You are my beautiful daughter. You have a good heart. That is real beauty." I wanted to believe her. I really did. But it was hard. The ugly feeling was stuck inside me. A few more days passed. I felt a little better. I was eating. I was showering. Small things, but they felt like big victories. One day, I was cleaning up the living room. I found an old box in the corner. It was full of Mark's things he left behind. An old book, a stupid t-shirt. I felt a wave of sadness. Then I felt a wave of anger. Why was I keeping his things? Why was I letting his ghost live in my apartment? I took the box. I took it down to the big trash can outside. I threw it in. It made a loud noise. It felt good. It felt like I was throwing away a little piece of the sadness. That afternoon, another package arrived. It was not from my mom. It was from my grandpa. I was surprised. I opened the box. Inside, there was an old camera. It was his camera. He loved photography. The camera was heavy. It was black and silver. It looked very serious. There was a small note inside. The note said, "My dear Jessica, I heard you are sad. When I am sad, I look for beauty. It helps me. Maybe it can help you too. Find the beauty. Love, Grandpa." I held the camera in my hands. It felt cool and solid. I did not know anything about cameras. I looked at all the buttons and dials. It was confusing. I went to my window. I looked out at the city. It was just a normal view. Buildings, cars, a few trees. Then I saw it. On the balcony of the building next to mine, a small red flower was growing in a pot. It was just one flower, but it was so bright, so red. It was a little piece of beauty in the gray city. I lifted the camera. I did not know what I was doing. I pointed it at the flower. I pressed the button. Click. The sound was quiet, but it felt important. I took a picture. My first picture. It was not a good picture. I saw it later. It was blurry, but it did not matter. For the first time in a long time, I was not thinking about Mark. I was not thinking about being ugly. I was thinking about that little red flower. It was a start. A very small start. The next day, I decided to go outside, just for a little while. I took the camera with me. It felt like a shield, like I had a reason to be outside. I was not just a sad girl walking alone. I was a person with a camera. I walked to a small park near my apartment. I had walked through this park 100 times with Mark. But today, it felt different. I was seeing it with new eyes. I saw an old man sitting on a bench. He was feeding the pigeons. He had a kind smile on his face. I was too scared to take his picture. I did not want him to see me, so I took pictures of other things. The way the sunlight came through the leaves of a big tree. A bright yellow leaf on the ground. A little dog chasing a ball. Its ears were flying in the wind. I spent an hour in the park. My legs felt tired, but my mind felt a little lighter. I was looking for beauty, just like my grandpa said, and I was finding it. It was in the small things, the things you don't notice when you are rushing through life. I went home. I felt a new kind of tired. A good tired, not the sad, heavy tired I was used to. That night, I looked up how to use a camera on the internet. I watched videos. I read articles. I learned about light. I learned about focus. It was interesting. My brain felt alive again. It was learning something new. For the next few weeks, this was my routine. I would wake up. I would learn about photography. And then I would go for a walk with my camera. I explored my city. I went to streets I had never seen before. I found little coffee shops and colorful doors. The city was my new friend. I started to feel a little more confident. I was still scared to take pictures of people. What if they got angry? What if they thought I was weird? One day, I was walking near a market. There was an old woman selling flowers. Her face was full of wrinkles. Every wrinkle told a story. She was beautiful. Her hands were arranging the flowers so carefully. They were gentle hands. I wanted to take her picture so much. My heart was beating fast. It's okay to feel scared, I told myself. A friend had said that to me once. It's okay to feel scared, but you can try anyway. I took a deep breath. I walked over to her. "Excuse me," I said. My voice was shaky. She looked up at me. She had kind eyes. "Your flowers are beautiful," I said. She smiled. "Thank you, dear. Can I take a picture of you?" "With your flowers?" I asked. I was sure she would say no, but she smiled again. "Of course," she said. "Take a picture of an old lady." I was so happy. I lifted my camera. My hands were still shaking a little. I took the picture. "Thank you," I said. "Thank you so much." "You have a good day," she said. I walked away from the market. I felt like I was floating on air. I did it. I faced my fear. And it was okay. The world did not end. She was kind. People could be kind. Mark was not everyone. This was a big turning point for me. I started asking more people if I could take their picture. A man playing a guitar on the street. A child laughing on a swing. A young couple holding hands. Most people said yes. They smiled. They were happy to be seen. I was happy to see them. My friend Sarah came over one evening. I showed her my pictures. I had printed some of them. "Jessica," she said. She was looking at them with wide eyes. "These are amazing. Really amazing." "You think so?" I asked. I still felt unsure. "I know so," she said. "You have a gift. You see things in a special way. You should share these with the world. Share them on the internet." I was terrified. The internet could be a mean place. People wrote nasty comments. What if someone wrote something like Mark said? What if they called my pictures ugly? "I don't know, Sarah," I said. "I'm scared." "I know," she said. "But look how far you have come. You were scared to go outside. Now you are exploring the whole city. You were scared to talk to strangers. Now you are taking their beautiful pictures. You are stronger than you think. You can do this." Her words gave me courage. She was right. I was stronger. That night, I created an account on a photo sharing website. I needed a name. I did not want to use my full name. I called myself Jessie's View. I decided to post just one picture. My favorite one. The picture of the old woman with her flowers. I wrote a small caption. "Beauty is everywhere. You just have to look." I clicked the post button. And then I quickly closed my computer. I was too nervous to look. The next morning, I woke up with a knot in my stomach. I was scared to open my computer. What if there were horrible comments? What if no one liked it at all? I made some coffee. I sat at my small kitchen table. I took a deep breath, and I opened my laptop. I went to the website, and I saw notifications. 10 people had liked my picture, And there was a comment. My heart pounded in my chest. I clicked on it. The comment said, "This is so beautiful. Her smile is wonderful. You really captured her spirit." I read the words again and again. Beautiful. They called my picture beautiful, not ugly. Beautiful. Tears came to my eyes. But these were not sad tears. They were happy tears. One comment from a stranger. It felt like a healing balm on my wounded heart. This small success gave me so much hope. It was like a little light in the darkness. And I wanted to follow that light. I started posting a new picture every day. A picture of a quiet street in the morning. A picture of a cat sleeping in a patch of sun. A picture of raindrops on a window. And people responded. More and more people started to follow my page. They left kind comments. They told me my pictures made their day better. My pictures made them see the beauty in their own lives. My little hobby was becoming something more. It was my passion. It was my reason to get out of bed in the morning. When I was behind my camera, I was not the sad, broken girl anymore. I was an artist. I was a storyteller. I was seeing the world, and I was showing it to others. I felt myself changing. I started to smile more. I laughed with Sarah. I had lunch with my mom. I even bought a new plant for my apartment. A small, green, living thing. My apartment was not a sad place anymore. It was my home, my safe space, my little studio. I saved up some money from my part-time job at a bookstore. I bought a better camera, a real professional one. It was a big step for me. It was an investment in myself. It was me saying, I believe in this. I believe in me. 6 months passed. My online page had thousands of followers. I could not believe it. I made online friends with other photographers. We talked about cameras and light. We encouraged each other. It was a wonderful community. I was not alone. One day, I got an email. The subject line was Photography Inquiry from City Life magazine. I thought it was a joke, a mistake. City Life magazine was a big, famous magazine. Why would they email me? I opened the email. My hands were trembling. The email was from the editor. Her name was Clara. She said she had been following my page, Jessie's View, for months. She loved my work. She said I had a unique talent for finding extraordinary moments in ordinary life. My heart was going to beat out of my chest. She asked if I would be interested in a project. They were doing a special issue called The Heart of the City. They wanted me to be the photographer for the main story. They wanted me to take pictures that showed the soul of our city. I read the email 5 times. I had to make sure it was real. Me, Jessica, the girl who was too sad to leave her apartment. The girl who was called ugly. They wanted me. I started to laugh. And then I started to cry. All at the same time. It was the best feeling in the world. I wrote back to Clara. I said yes. A big, excited yes. We met a few days later. Clara was a kind, smart woman. She was older than me. She had a warm smile. She did not look at me like I was just a girl. She looked at me like I was a professional, a colleague. "Your work has so much emotion, Jessica," she told me. "It's real. That's why we want you." Hearing her say my name, Jessica, and not my online name, felt so good. I was not hiding anymore. The project was a dream come true. I spent a whole month working on it. I worked harder than I had ever worked in my life. I woke up before sunrise to capture the morning light. I stayed out late to get pictures of the city at night. I met so many incredible people. I told their stories with my camera. A baker waking up at 4 a.m. to make bread. A musician playing his heart out in the subway. A grandmother teaching her grandson how to plant flowers in a community garden. Everyone had a story. Everyone had their own kind of beauty. I just had to be there to see it. During that month, I did not think about Mark once. My mind was full. My heart was full. I was too busy living. I was too busy creating. After I finished the project, I sent all my photos to Clara. I was so nervous. What if she hated them? She called me the next day. "Jessica," she said. Her voice was full of excitement. "These are more than pictures. They are poems. They are perfect." I felt so proud. I did it. I really did it. A few months later, the magazine was ready to be published. Clara called me again. "We have a surprise for you," she said. "We love your work so much. We decided to put one of your photos on the cover." The cover of the magazine. I was speechless. I could not form words. "And one more thing," she said. "We also wrote a small piece about you, the artist behind the camera. We need a photo of you. Can you come to the studio tomorrow?" A photo of me in the magazine where everyone could see it. The old me would have been terrified. The old me would have said no. The old me would have thought, "I am too ugly for a magazine." But I was not the old me anymore. "I will be there," I said. My voice was strong, confident. The next day, I went to the photo studio. They had a makeup artist and a hairstylist. It was strange, but it was also fun. When I looked in the mirror, I saw myself, but a different version. My eyes were bright. My smile was real. I was holding my camera. I looked happy. I looked strong. I looked beautiful. And this time, I believed it. The beauty was not from the makeup. It was from the inside. It was the light I had found in myself. The day the magazine came out was exactly 1 year after Mark left me. 1 year to the day. I did not plan it that way. Life is just funny sometimes. I walked to the newsstand on the corner. My heart was beating so fast. And then I saw it. On the front of the shelf, a stack of magazines, City Life magazine. And on the cover was my photo. The photo of the baker, his hands covered in flour, smiling with pride. My name was at the bottom. Photos by Jessica Stone. My full name, my real name. I bought a copy. I held it in my hands. It felt heavy. It felt real. I walked to my favorite coffee shop. I sat down at a small table in the corner. I opened the magazine. I found the story, the heart of the city. My pictures looked amazing on the glossy pages. They were telling the story I wanted to tell. Then I found the article about me. There was the picture of me, smiling, holding my camera. The headline said, Jessica Stone, seeing the beauty in everything. I read the article. It was about my journey, about finding my passion. It did not talk about Mark. It did not talk about my heartbreak. It did not need to. My story was not about him anymore. It was about me. I was sitting there, just looking at the pages, feeling a deep sense of peace. I felt so grateful for my grandpa, for his camera, for my mom, for Sarah, for Clara, and for myself. I was grateful that I did not give up. Then I heard a voice from the past, a voice I never wanted to hear again. Can I get a large black coffee? It was Mark. He was standing at the counter, just a few feet away from me. My whole body went cold. I wanted to hide. I wanted to run away. But then I stopped. Why should I hide? I had done nothing wrong. He got his coffee. He turned around to find a place to sit. His eyes scanned the room. And for a second, his eyes met mine. He did not recognize me. Not at first. I had changed. My hair was different. My clothes were different. But most of all, my eyes were different. They were not sad anymore. He started to walk towards a table near the window. On that table, someone had left a magazine. It was my magazine. He sat down. He picked up the magazine to look at it. He was probably just bored. I watched him. My coffee was cold now. I could not move. It felt like a slow-motion movie. He flipped through the first few pages. Then he stopped. He stopped on the article about me. He stared at the picture, my picture. His eyes got wide. His mouth opened a little bit. He looked from the picture to the name. Jessica Stone. He knew it was me. He looked around the coffee shop again, this time with panic in his eyes. He was looking for me. I was still in my corner. He could not see me well. I watched his face. I saw confusion. I saw shock. I saw something else. Maybe regret. I don't know. And what did I feel? I thought I would feel anger. I thought I would feel a desire for revenge. I thought I would want to walk over to him and say, "See, you were wrong." But I felt none of those things. I just felt calm. His opinion of me did not matter anymore. His words had no power over me now. They were just echoes from a different life. A life that was not mine anymore. He called me ugly. He said no one would ever want me. But here I was. My work, my vision, my heart was on the cover of a magazine. Thousands of people were seeing my version of beauty, and a magazine thought I was interesting enough to write about. He did not break me. He accidentally made me. His cruel words were the seed, and from that dark place, something beautiful grew, me. I stood up. I left my coffee on the table. I walked out of the coffee shop. I did not look back. The sun was bright outside. I took a deep breath of the fresh air. I felt free. He said no one would ever want me. But I had learned that the most important thing is to want yourself, to love yourself. His words broke me. Yes, they did. They hurt so much. But then they made me strong. They forced me to look for beauty. And in my search for beauty in the world, I found the beauty inside myself. I am Jessica. I am a photographer. I am a daughter. I am a friend. I am not defined by someone else's ugly words. I am defined by the beauty I choose to see and create. My story is not a sad story. It is a story about finding your strength. Maybe you are feeling lost right now. Maybe someone said something that hurt you. Their words are not your truth. It is okay to feel sad. It is okay to cry. But please do not stay on the floor. Get up. It might be hard. It might take a long time, but you can do it. Look for your own little red flower. It is there, I promise. Find the beauty in the world and in yourself. You are stronger than you think. You can do this too. Keep going. Your best story is waiting for you to create it.